Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with my review of the Borla ATAK Catback exhaust system fitting all 2015 and up V6 Mustangs. There is no doubt in my mind that the Borla ATAK Catback is going to be for the V6 owner out there that's looking for a high quality system that's going to deliver a ton of sound. The ATAK is by far the loudest and most aggressive muffler in the Borla lineup, which also includes the Touring and the S-Type. Borla says that ATAK stands for Acoustically Tuned Applied Kinetics, which is basically Borla's fancy way of saying that this muffler is going to be loud, but it's not going to get distorted or sloppy. So a catback is obviously going to replace the factory resonator mid-pipe, and Borla does it with their own mid-pipe resonator, as you can see right here. Now this is a 2¼ inch system, which is the same as the factory system, and this is manual bent stainless steel tubing. The system's made from T304 stainless steel, which is the highest quality material that you can get, and it's also been proven to be the best material for exhaust components. Finally, Borla finishes this system with the ATAK mufflers, which we have already sort of discussed. They're one of the loudest options out there, and they're paired with 4-inch chrome stainless steel tips that have the Borla logo embossed on them, which gives them a nice look under the rear of the car. There also isn't any of that high-end distortion that you normally hear with loud systems, and I think that makes for a very attractive sounding system for the V6. This system does have some raspiness to it and a crackle or gurgle on decel, as well as some pops, but it really just reminds me of a GT sound. This is loud, but I think the tuning of the mufflers keeps the loudness from being just noise. And as you guys already heard in the beginning of this video, the sound is certainly aggressive. If you compare the ATAK system to the Touring and even the S-Type, in my opinion, it's more of a higher pitch tone. I'd say that the Borla S-Type muffler produces a slightly deeper tone. Now with all of that being said, I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 on the loudness scale, with 1 being a very quiet system and 5 being your neighbors are leaving notes on your car asking you to only start it during waking hours. Keep in mind that if you ever change your headers down the road, this could open up even more noise for you. So if your biggest deciding factor when shopping for a catback is loud, I'd say that the ATAK from Borla is probably going to be the top choice here at AM. If you aren't looking for that loud, then Borla does have those other options that I mentioned already. Currently, Borla is the only company producing high-end catbacks for the V6, and naturally they're going to be the highest priced. All of Borla's catbacks are in the same price range for the V6, which is right in between $1,200 and $1,300. There are other options from companies like Mack and Gibson that are available, and on average, those are costing in the price range of $800 and $900. So if the Borla is a little highly priced for you, you can check those out as well, but just know that the quality, engineering, and fitment of those brands is probably not going to be on the same level as Borla, if that matters to you. When it comes to the install, you're going to be looking at an easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the scale when we look at difficulty. This is considered a direct bolt-on item, so you won't need to cut anything or modify anything to get it installed. All that you're really going to need is a socket set, and a lift would certainly make things easier, but the job can be done on stands as well. You're going to be removing the exhaust from your resonator back, so an extra set of hands can make things easier for you here. You will be moving over your hangers to the new catback, so I'd recommend just taking them off with the factory exhaust when you drop that. It'll just make the swap a little bit easier. The only other thing you'll need to reuse are the front clamps off of the resonator for the front of the new resonator. And when you go to install your new setup, as usual, it's probably going to be a little bit easier if you start by hanging the mufflers first. And just in case you were wondering, the catback does come with 2 new sets of clamps for the rest of the system. You can figure on spending about an hour or 2 from start to finish to get all of this done. To wrap things up here with the ATAK Catback, this is a very loud system, the loudest of the series of 3 systems that Borla produces, and it doesn't have drone or any type of sound distortion, even in the higher RPMs. It's also a high-quality system that's easy to install and finishes with 4-inch polished tips to give a mean look to go with the mean sound that it produces. I'm Stephanie, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.